And we are live. Live. This is the Fortean Slip, episode 155. Yes.
155.
We're back. After 2 weeks off. Well, no, actually, it wasn't.
Week
It was
and
a
a
little
couple
over 2
days.
weeks.
No,
Yeah,
week and a couple days.
It was like, yeah, it was almost. It was like a week and a half. Let's say it's a week and a half. Close. Right.
Okay.
All right, we're rounding a little bit, Steve. Rounding. And I'm broadcasting to you from Steve's mom's kitchen.
It does look like my mom's kitchen. The only difference is she has, instead of the range hood, she has a microwave there.
Yeah. Now, is
An
this
under-the-counter microwave.
Wait a minute. Is this the same place that you were living when we started talking?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking. So, 2 weeks ago, no, not 2 weeks ago, Jesus Christ. A week and a couple days ago, we had the, no, it was two. Wait a minute. We didn't broadcast last week, Steve. The week before.
Yeah, so we took 1 week off and a couple of days.
But it's been 2 weeks.
Whatever.
See, you are using your fucking your flat Earth mentality, Steve.
I'm using new math. That
The
shit
new math?
that shit that they teach in schools nowadays.
Is that
What do they call
like
that?
the new news?
Yeah.
And by the way, I just gotta say, as an American, like, whatever you think about Trump, I think it's fucking shitty. Personally, I think the guy's a fucking blowhard. But hey, people voted him in. He's our president.
Whatever. Yeah.
Donald J. Trump is our fucking president. But listen, you get this shitbag in office, and then the media just drops the ball at every fucking turn. Like CNN with that bullshit that came out that they were just fucking going after the fucking Russia story, even though they knew it was mostly bullshit.
Of course it was.
It's like, God almighty. Like, you've got to fucking, this reporting on Trump is easy.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to make shit up.
Right.
It's just, it makes itself up.
Crazy. It is absolutely fucking crazy.
So I missed a lot of this because I don't follow much of anything anymore. If it doesn't come on YouTube or Sirius Radio, because you got me hooked on fucking Sirius, man. I like that shit. I listened to Willie's
Sirius Radio long before you, Steve.
Yes, Willie's Roadhouse on I think it's channel 59. But anyways, it's awesome shit. It's like old time country. Love it. But anyway,
I listen to Octane, Steve.
But they don't put news on there, so I'm kind of behind the times. What's going on with CNN and Trump and all that? I heard something about them going after some kid that made a meme or something.
This was a bit ago now. It might have been around the same time that we had Mick West on.
Okay.
And that's probably why I didn't bring it up at all. But so CNN was caught on, like, some guy posed as someone that was learning about the news or something, and wound up talking to one of the people that works at CNN and got him on tape saying that CNN was just pushing the Russia story no matter what, even though they knew that it was bullshit.
Well, it's not the first time CNN's done that kind of thing, or any news channel, to be honest.
Well, but it just seems to me, it seems rather fucking idiotic that you have this easy target. Like, easy. You don't have to do a fucking thing. Just let him be president.
Yep.
and they fucking dropped the ball.
It's kind of proving Trump's theory that the news channels, especially CNN, are, leaning left.
Please, Steve, don't give him any credibility.
No, I'm just saying, a lot of his campaign rhetoric was about the news media and that they lean towards the left, and it's whether that's true or not. It's kind of looking that way when you put those things together. Not that I care which way the news media leans, because I don't pay attention to it anyhow. But
I mean, I find it to be that Trump is going to attack no matter what.
No, it's his nature.
You never see that man backing up in defense,
which is in a way is probably a good thing,
But
and it's what it got him.
The whole thing just kind of fucking blew me away. But I mean, to the news media in this country, go fuck yourselves, like all of you. Seriously, you fucking just totally screwed that up. You've played into his fucking hands. Just report the fucking news. Stop trying to make fucking these wonderful, fucking amazing stories that aren't true.
It's called yellow journalism, and it's been around since journalism's been around.
Just fucking report the news, please.
Go back into the 1800s. You can use Google News
what, when, where, how.
News archives.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's not the way it works, and it's never worked that way. I don't
want biased journalism. I just want to hear what happened.
That way, though.
When did all of a sudden it become we've got to be on the right or the left, and we've got to have talking points, and we've got to fucking have a couple of guests on, and then we'll cut them off because we've got to go to the next segment, and we have a couple more guests on. What is that? And we discuss the news.
It became that way in the 1700s or earlier. It's always been that way. Go back and read Google archived news.
I want
newspaper.
Steve, I want the news. I couldn't even get the news out of you.
The news has been biased since the day it was created.
The fucking news out of you. You would read the news, and every time you would editorialize shit as you did it.
Right, because that's what news is.
No, it's not. And I fucking told you, like when we started the show, what did I say? Just read the fucking news. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Read the fucking news.
And I did.
And let Matt and I beat the shit out of you.
No, but if you go back into the old archived newspapers and read, especially around election times, even Abe left. Well, it didn't change when it came on TV. Why should it? And I'm not saying that's right. It's just the way it is, and it's always been that way. We think just because we see it on TV nowadays that it's new. It's not new. It's always been that way. And it was worse back then if you read that shit. They could make up shit all they wanted, and they weren't held. There was nothing to hold them accountable. There was no internet to check facts.
Yeah. There's Google now.
So the news has always been that way.
It's fucking Google.
All right.
You can check
and even Google. Yeah, but that's still not, it's still not reliable because most of this shit.
Listen, Steve, don't you ruin my dreams.
People.
Don't you ruin my dreams. Just like fucking self-driving cars for every human being. Don't ruin my dreams. I want my self-driving car, Steve. I want to kick back, read a book.
It will come eventually, but can you imagine the infrastructure? I mean, that's the downside. My town can't even fix the fucking roads, let alone make roads for self-driving cars. You have to have like magnets in the roads and shit like that, or whatever.
You don't. No, you fucking don't.
Yeah. Well, you have to put up.
Trying to imagine what possible scenario would require you to have magnets in the road.
Well, I read a popular science magazine that was dated 1953 that said that they would have to have magnets in the road.
Dude, Australia already has self-driving trucks that deliver goods.
Okay, so it's possible. I don't think it's going to be a common thing for many, many years to come.
Richard,
Yeah.
Are you with me?
It's like flying cars. We don't have those.
It's gonna.
I'm against
Richard.
self-driving cars.
But no, wait. Is it gonna happen?
Is it going to happen? Yeah, probably within 10 years.
Yeah.
No.
See, thank you.
Yeah, there will be a few, but the technology will be so.
Listen, they're fucking all over the place.
It will be so expensive to buy one of those things that it will be. It will be a long time before you and I would have a self-driving car.
What's the one thing you've learned about tech? No. What's the one thing you've learned about technology?
I haven't learned anything.
Exactly. The thing about technology, Steve, is that it becomes cheaper and cheaper as time goes on.
Exactly.
Because
30
quid for an iPhone 4 now. They were like 600 quid when they first came out.
Right. So this technology is going to become cheaper and cheaper, and it's going to be put into everything. Just like fucking backup cameras have been put into cars, just like freaking Bluetooth enabling has been put into cars, and your fucking satellite radio where you listen to your dumb fucking channels that I would never turn on.
You don't have to turn them on. They are amazing. You are ignoring the past. You are ignoring history if you don't listen.
No, I listen to the 80s channel.
Oh, yay, the 80s.
The reason this technology is going to become
I like me some Toto
worldwide very quickly, Steve, is because a lot of rich people have realized that they're going to get even richer if they don't have to pay people to drive
Steve,
their stuff.
If you've never made love to a woman while listening to Toto's Africa, you haven't lived.
I guess I haven't lived.
It was...
I bless the rain, Steve.
Incubus for me. Aqueous Transmission there. That is a song to have sex to.
Incubus can suck my balls compared to Africa.
Yeah, Africa's a good song. I'm just saying. Aqueous Transmission is a good song to have sex to.
I'm more of a Hank Williams Sr. kind of guy.
I used to be such a douche when I was younger. I would listen to like Yanni and Enya while I would bang my chick.
How can you just let that go? He just said he has sex to Hank Williams Sr. How could you let that go without comment, Chris?
I didn't hear him.
It's probably a good thing.
Because he talks over me.
Well,
I'm not talking over you. You're talking over Richard.
I'm going to take this opportunity.
See, you just did.
Take this opportunity right here, right now, to say tonight's episode of the Fortean Slip is brought to you in part by Steve's eBay account. If you want to pay $50 for something you can buy in a thrift store for 30 cents, go to Steve Bay. There's no Bay like Steve.
If you want it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do
Richard,
it.
you're the best. You are the fucking best. You got me Mick West, and you just backhanded slap Steve.
Hey, I am a reappropriator. I reappropriate items from one person to another.
No, I'm impressed, Steve. It's jealousy with me. I mean, because you can literally buy your stock for cents, for pennies, and you sell it for big bucks. I'm just,
well,
any insult is jealousy, okay?
It's supply and demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my area...
And we're talking about Steve's eBay again.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
in my area, certain things are in supply, and other people demand them. So I'm just filling a void. That's it.
Awesome.
And I do it quite well.
I don't know that you do, Steve.
Tonight's Fortean Slip is brought to you by Mega Man 3.
Tell you what.
You fucking dickhead.
Mega Man 3.
Mega Man 3 currently available on eBay for $24.95.
Currently available on Steve Bay.
Steve Bay.
I think I'm going to change my eBay name to Steve Bay. You think
should.
that'll fly?
Why not? Why wouldn't it fly?
I don't know. We'll see. They might
It's
have
a new
some
persona for you, Steve. You should own it.
Right now, it's called Steve Slick Toys because my username and all that. But I like eBay Steve Bay better.
I don't give a shit either way. You were talking about something earlier that I do give a shit about, though.
Mm-hmm. I was?
Amelia Earhart. I almost said
You give,
Earhart.
you give so much of a shit that you can't even pronounce her name correctly.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
I do. It's one of my pet things. One of my one of those conspiracy
You have a
theories.
thing for Amelia Earhart? You want to?
Oh yeah,
You like have the hots for a long dead female pilot?
No, but she was a good looking woman in her day. A little homely,
If you say
but
so.
you know,
If you say so, Steve.
strong. I like strong, independent women, and she was one of those. You know.
Yeah. For those of you at home playing the at-home Steve game, that means that you do whatever your wife tells you to do.
And there's not a thing wrong with that.
Yes,
and
sir.
I don't do everything she tells me to do.
If you look on Steve's kitchen counter, you'll see Steve's balls in a jar.
Actually, you'll see
I don't think they'll be in the counter. I think if you rummage through her purse, you'll find his balls.
Oh, well.
Hey, that's just called jealousy. That's all that is.
That's
you guys
right.
Are haters.
I am jealous.
You guys
I'm
are
absolutely jealous.
I have a nice, stable a life, and you guys don't. I don't know.
That's right. My life is so unstable. It couldn't be any more unstable. There are elements on this planet that create nuclear weapons that are less unstable than my life.
Yep.
So Amelia Earhart, I guess.
Yes, Amelia Earhart.
Tried to cross the ocean and was abducted by aliens was the mystery.
I think what the real mystery is, or what they're saying now, is that she was abducted by Japanese.
Bollocks! It was aliens. It was clearly
Japanese.
aliens.
Not the Japanese. She was abducted by Japanese
people, Japanese folks.
Like the language.
Yeah, she
the
was
Japanese language like snatch her out of the air.
No, I guess some guy went to the National Archives. I guess it's been going on for a long time. He's been researching for forever, and found a photograph.
He
may have. He found a photograph clearly of an American man and American woman on the Marshall Islands it's dated 1935, and that kind of throws up a little bit.
Amelia Earhart was the last samurai?
She could have been.
Wow.
But there's been a long-running rumor in Japan and even in some military circles in the States that she was captured by the Japanese back in those days. But now here's the problem with the photograph that they found. It's impressive in a way. It's blurry, just as you'd expect, because you can't get a good clear photograph of anything.
How blurry? Apparently. Are we talking Bigfoot blurry or Elvis in the pool house blurry?
No. Elvis in the pool house blurry.
No.
So not indiscernible, but indiscernible enough that it could be anybody. But I guess back in the 30s, on the Marshall Islands, Americans really weren't allowed to be there because of whatever was going on in the world at that time. So
you mean the World War?
Yeah, that thing. So so anyway, there shouldn't have been. There definitely the picture definitely shows a Western man, Westerners, a man and a woman, on a dock, and there's a boat, and it's the same boat that's been rumored to have been the one that actually captured her.
Is the dock in the bay, Steve?
And they're sitting on the dock in the bay. Yes.
And are they watching the time roll away?
Well, she has her back to the camera, but her face is kind of sideways, so she's watching something. It could be the time. She looks very distressed.
That ties in with that whole theory that she wasn't actually trying to go around the world, that she was actually on a secret surveillance mission from the U.S. Army.
Well, that's what the Japanese at the time is rumored. It's rumored, obviously, and there's no facts or proof of that, but it's rumored that the Japanese believed that she was on some sort of surveillance mission.
I'm sure.
And so that's why if they go on,
someone would have said something if that was the case by now. Surely.
Well, it has been said, but not in any official
I
capacity.
meant someone official would have gone, hey, Amelia Earhart, yeah, secret mission.
Steve, I want you to know that if you somehow disappear, I will definitely start the rumor that you ran away with a man.
I wouldn't expect.
I just
no
want
less.
you to know that you can count on me to do that for you.
That will
Do you have
be
a particular
Chris's
man in
legacy.
mind?
No,
Matthew,
I'm no. Well, yeah, no, because he'd have to disappear too.
Oh,
Oh.
that can be arranged.
Richard has methods and contacts.
Have you been talking to
No.
the Bigfoot? What's his fucking name
Help me out.
in Johnson's camp there? The one that runs the whole show,
Zorth?
the Bigfoot. Zorth, yes, Zorth.
Yes, we have
Zork.
had
What about Zork, Richard? Did you ever play Zork?
conversation. Yeah, I did back in the day.
Wait, you spoke to Zorth?
No. Steve, stop right now. Do not equate Zork with a
Zork.
imaginary Bigfoot that supposedly has a symbiotic relationship with a tree.
Fucking
Anyway, so
No, you don't. No, and Zork is important, Steve.
it's not.
There's a video game.
Yeah, it is.
People
Zork
loved
is
it.
a video game. See, I'm just new into the video game thing. I'm researching and learning about.
What were you saying about Amelia Earhart?
Yeah. Okay, we'll get
Let's
back
go
on
back
that.
to that. Let's, yeah.
I
So
know
anyway,
where that
the
was,
photo.
motherfucker.
The photo is definitely in the Marshall Islands. It's definitely the ship that was rumored to have taken or captured Amelia Earhart, according to rumors. But the problem with the photo is that it's dated 1935, and Amelia Earhart hadn't yet made that voyage in 1935. So either the photo is dated wrong or it's not Amelia Earhart. But they've done some facial comparisons, computerized and layered faces over, and they do look, it's rather impressive. I guess there's a History Channel documentary. I don't know if it's aired yet or it's upcoming, and they're going to explain it all. Matt Lauer was pretty impressed. I can
be
tell
any
you.
part of that?
This would
No,
be
but
the
Matt
same-
Lauer has screened it.
This would be
What
the
about
same
David Childress?
channel that released documentaries about mermaids and stuff and tried to pass it off as fact.
Yeah, but the same channel that released Monster Quest. So-
Well, say no more. I'm on board.
Whoa. The History Channel didn't release Monster Quest.
Yeah, it did.
Shut up. Let me.
Steve,
yes, they
Steve,
did.
No, it was the Discovery Channel.
No,
Whatever. They're the same
it's great.
company. They're the same company anyway. Doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. Different day.
Uh,
Oh, Steve's gotten jaded.
oh well.
But anyway, I'm impressed with the photo. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet or not.
I have not seen said photo.
And I do want to see the documentary. I don't have to wait.
Can we do a screen share for the people at home?
I cannot because my internet connection is not that good. But if you want to look up the photo, you can.
Because you just fucking suck, Steve. That's why I had to stop having you do the news.
I have some weird internet issues tonight. That's all. I got this piece of hardware that I want to sell on eBay, but I had to test it. So I hooked it up to my computer yesterday, and I didn't have the drivers for it. So I downloaded some drivers, and they put a virus on my computer.
Oh, okay. I think I see this.
Okay.
I think I see it.
Could be a
I got it,
fucking
Steve.
Japanese person.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think they're
we
definitely
go.
Westerners for sure.
I'm gonna save the image.
Now, whether they're Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan, I don't know, but they definitely appear to be Western.
All right, let's see if I can do this, Steve.
Is that your image sharing music?
I'm going to attempt to share the image here. Hold on, stand by, Steve.
Okay, while you're doing that, I can entertain the crowd here. I don't have anything to
You don't
show.
have to entertain the crowd.
Oh, here we go. This episode of Fortean Slip is brought to you by Yobi.
Is it?
Yobi Sling Disc. Endless tricks, fast moves.
Steve, I did the bit. The bit is over.
I'm gonna hurt him.
No,
Richard.
it is not over. Richard, I remember a message being sent to me a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the screen, you can see said picture. Is this the picture, Steve?
That is the picture.
Okay.
And that boat there in the background, well, you can't see it. That's the close-up picture. It's actually the picture is taken from farther away, but that's the close-up. Amelia is the one that's supposedly sitting down, and Fred Noonan is the one standing by the pole there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason that I believe they're Westerners is because in those days, you can see this woman standing there. That's traditional dress for them at the time. Women would not have been in pants and a t-shirt or whatever Amelia or whoever that is wearing. So they're definitely, they don't fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It could be a Japanese woman.
Mystery solved.
Well,
it could be anyone.
Extended, let's say.
Yeah.
It could be anyone. But they did, especially on the Fred Noonan picture, the guy's hairline is identical to Fred Noonan's. I mean, if you've seen pictures of him from that time period. So, I mean, hey, I saw myself on your screen. There I am again.
Not anymore.
Nah.
You're
So
done.
they did, I don't know what they call it, but they laid over a picture of Fred Noonan on that picture, and it matched up pretty good. I mean, the hairline and everything. And the Amelia one, not so good because she's farther away in the photo, and she's a little bit more blurry. Like Elvis in the bathhouse blurry type. Guest house, excuse me.
I'm with you.
So I don't know.
Is Elvis dead yet?
No.
He'd have to be by now. I mean, even if he did.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have to be dead by now.
He was really overweight, Steve.
Steve wants to believe. Richard.
So he went on, he started doing ultra fast slim or whatever. What is that called? Ultra slim fast. Yeah.
Wow.
It worked for Tommy Lasorda back in the day.
Did it? Did it really?
No, my brother actually believes that Elvis didn't die.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm just like, what? Why would he possibly fake his death?
Well, to go into the witness protection program, of course.
Oh, shut up, Steve.
That's the theory.
That's not the theory. It's madness.
That's one of the theories. So what do you think of the picture, Chris? Impressive or no?
I think the picture is interesting. I would definitely say, based on what I see, I would tend to say that they are not from that area.
Right.
Let's just say that, because technically they didn't have to be Westerners.
They look like it. I mean, they could be. If you look at pictures from those days, casual wear for Western people, they're wearing that type of clothing. Now, women didn't tend to wear pants and what it looks like she's wearing a t-shirt or maybe a button down. But Amelia Earhart did, So typical women didn't, but women who were strong and independent like her, well, she did. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
But the problem with the photo is that the date is wrong, because she would have still been.
Just call up Mick West, ask him. Find out, Steve. We've broken bread. Well, no, we didn't break bread with the man. We spoke to the man.
Well, he was drinking and we were having coffee and stuff. That's almost breaking bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him an email after the show. He has yet to respond. I'm pretty sure.
Mick West.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was awesome.
He was good.
That was one of the best shows ever.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. You know, touch the Elvis episode, but it was okay.
Well, nothing's going to touch the Elvis episode. Would need Matt for that.
Nah.
Would need
Yeah,
Matt,
and then
you,
of course,
Chris, and something truly awesome.
and then of course the week after the Mick West episode, I was sick. I couldn't stop coughing, so I was just like, no, I'm not
And then
going to
the
try to
next
get him.
week.
And then
Yeah,
and
it
then
has been 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Listen, my life is a fucking train wreck.
It is. If you want to live a good, happy life, get Chris to tell you his life story, and then just do the opposite.
Just
If it weren't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all.
Full of self-sabotage, bullshit.
Yeah, it really is. You need to examine yourself.
God Almighty. There are some days
you'll get there, Chris. I mean, when you grow up, you'll be fine.
That's right. You know? Someday I'll be an adult.
Someday you'll be a real boy, Chris. Hey, we've all
gone through shit.
We've all had shit times, man.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean,
it's just lasting a little bit longer than most.
I try to roll with it.
Roll with the punches.
You do a damn good job.
Yeah.
I
mean,
yeah, it's a day-by-day thing at this point. So
it's a vast,
but anyway, so yeah, so
conspiracy.
We couldn't do a show Sunday due to circumstances beyond my control. Make sure you answer that, Steve.
No, it's a YouTube notification.
Yes. For the show?
No, actually. I haven't got one yet.
Yeah,
I've posted it in a bunch of groups.
Yeah. So then we were supposed to, the week after Mick West, we were supposed to do a show. And Richard has been seething and chomping at the bit.
I was.
To talk. Oh, not anymore?
No, I'm over it now.
I have more. I have more.
This has been episode 155.
I have another thing we can talk about a little bit.
No, I want to discuss the fucking Wendigo.
Nobody wants to discuss the Wendigo.
Everybody wants to discuss the Wendigo.
It's a shit cryptid.
It has a cool name.
Kind of like the drop bear that Richard's been putting in his cartoons. What is that?
The drop bear is an Australian cryptid. It's what they used to think koalas were.
Drops.
They just drop on people.
Yeah.
Australia's got like so many cool cryptids. It's not like the bunyip and the drop bears and the barringer. You know.
What is the bunyip exactly? Because in your cartoon, it's depicted as a little star.
Right. Well, that's the most accurate description I could get of it. It's a starfish, apparently. It's an evil spirit that haunts billabongs looking for unsuspecting victims.
What's a billabong?
It's what Australians call ponds.
It's what you smoke weed out of. Oh.
I mean, for fuck's sake, I thought Americans bastardized the language, but Australians just straight up rape it.
No, we perfected it.
Oh, this again. Shut up, Chris.
Well,
Steve.
you keep bringing it up.
Richard was nice enough to wish me Happy Trader Day, Steve, on July 4th.
Yeah, I don't recall if I got a Happy Trader Day. I think I did.
Everyone got a Happy Trader Day. I put it on my Facebook wall. You ungrateful colonial bastards.
I got an actual message from you.
So, the Wendigo, right, is more a case of my chronic disappointment.
Wasn't he a part of Alpha Flight?
Yeah, that's all I knew about the Wendigo until I investigated it, was what X-Men comics taught me. And X-Men comics taught me that he was this huge, hulking, like, Bigfoot werewolf monster thing.
Listen, Richard, all I ever really needed to learn, I learned in X-Men comics.
Right. And then I looked into it, and it turns out it's just this weird zombie skeleton thing. So naturally, I was disappointed.
Well, you know what the legend originally really was for, right?
Yeah, it was a Wendigo syndrome. It's when people start eating each other or something.
Well,
Nice.
it was more like a way to keep people from becoming cannibals.
Right.
I mean, if you ask me, you know, don't eat the flesh of another human being, or else you'll turn into this crazy fucking monster thing.
So it was a scary bedtime story, basically.
Right, but see, the Wendigo, as some people know it, is like this Sasquatch-like thing, but
Right.
that's not really the case. I mean, if you look at the foundations of the Wendigo legend, it's more like just a fucking crazy person.
Pretty much,
You know,
yeah. I mean,
and then it kind of morphed into what Richard was talking about, this skeleton bullshit thing.
So it had chupacabra syndrome, where it morphed into something it really wasn't.
the chupacabra
Hairless-
was nothing to begin with.
Hairless
Well,
wild
neither is
animals.
the Wendigo.
There are cannibals in the world,
Yes, but they don't turn
so
into
the Wendigo
Wendigos.
has more basis
No,
in
well,
fact
hey,
than the
Steve,
chupacabra does.
Steve. Now, Steve, if you are a cannibal, you can wind up with what is known as mad cow disease.
Yeah, I suppose, but you're not
I
eating
think
cows if
that's
you're
how-
a cannibal.
No. It's called that because the cows get it because they're eating cows.
Cows are cannibals now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's why. Listen, that's why the aliens are coming down and fucking checking out the cows.
Because they want to stop the cannibalism amongst the
That's
cows.
right.
Ah,
No, farmers were feeding cows.
oh,
Right. That's
yeah,
how
I know how mad cow came about. Yes.
And it's not mad cow disease, it's prion syndrome that gets
Yeah,
in the
but
brain.
it's similar because it fucks you up.
Right, it burns holes in your brains.
Nice.
Right,
It
and
actually leads to realistic zombies.
So is that so if you eat another human, you run the risk of becoming
The Walking Dead, Steve.
okay.
It's possible.
What if you cook it really good first? You know, burn out all the bad stuff.
Ask a cannibal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a cannibal, Steve.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, you don't want to eat raw pork because you can get sick. So maybe if you cook human meat really good, we won't turn into Wendigos.
Us.
I think we should do an experiment, and Steve should become a cannibal.
Right, yeah, Steve, that's your homework for next show. Eat a raw
That's right.
human and then eat a cooked human and let us know which one tastes better.
Yeah. Do that, Steve.
I
Take one for the team.
don't think I'm going to try that.
Apparently,
You know what I've decided, Steve?
No, what have you decided?
That I'm going to become an ordained minister. for
I
the
already
show.
am. Aren't you already? Didn't you do that already?
No, I didn't do it already. I've decided I'm going to, though.
All right.
And then I've also decided, Steve, that we need to start our own religion.
you know, what's his name said, you know, if you want to be rich, start your own religion.
L.
I
Ron
think that's
Hubbard.
what we need to do.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah.
We can bring the masses to worship at the sacred altar of Keith and Colin.
No.
What do you mean,
No.
no?
No,
I defy both of you to think of a better religious icon than that.
Steve and Chris.
There you go.
Sorry,
See how easy that was?
Steve and
that's
Chris.
not better than Keith and Colin.
See, and I
People
even
already work
gave.
for us.
Wait a minute. I gave Steve top billing in that.
Yeah, as you should.
I just want to note
He is the
that.
talent, Chris. Let's be fair.
Yeah, I
He is the
know.
talent.
Listen,
If I'm the talent, the show really sucks.
Mr. Alcorn. Are you able to get all the amenities that you need?
It's a VIP room to your satisfaction.
We'll talk. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Sure we will. I
I became an ordained
drink when I come down at least.
5 years ago. 5 years ago, I think it was now.
What?
Like 2012. I did that ordained minister thing.
Yeah, it was right before you and I met.
It was all
So what was
it was all to do with the Bigfoot whisperer deal that was going on.
Oh yeah. That
I think I
bullshit.
just broke my chair. Oh,
Good.
bullshit. That was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
Name one thing in the Bigfoot research world that has been awesome. Just one.
Bigfoot whisperer.
Daisy in a box?
No, Daisy in the Box was such a bad hoax from the beginning. I can't believe.
That's why it was awesome. That's why it was awesome, Steve.
I mean, come on. Come on. And I have respect for some of the people involved, but I lost a lot of respect for others. So
it's such a wonderful. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Anytime Darren Lee pisses me off, I can just bring that up. Just be like, Daisy in a box. Shut up.
I had some arguments. That was back, Team Taser was going strong at that time, and I had some arguments with. Well, I won't name names, but in the group, and then they were telling me how wrong I was, saying, this isn't even close to being truth, and yeah, I never did get an apology.
What, is that the same guy that
I was promised? No, it's the same guy who lives in Louisiana, and I think has something going on with some Bigfoot chick girl.
Oh.
There's a Bigfoot chick girl?
So it's been an exciting week in the Bigfoot world for once.
It has? I'm out of the loop.
It was kind of dead for a while. We were just...
Wait a minute. Unless a researcher jerked off a Bigfoot, I don't give a shit.
One probably has claimed to have done that, I'm sure. Or been jerked off by a Bigfoot.
So educate me, Richard.
You said you didn't care.
Just educate me.
Well, it was all dead for a while, and we were just picking over the corpse of the great reveal. And then had a lot of things happen at once. Merchant and Utah Sasquatch did a live hangout.
I mean, I'm guessing that was some epic awesomeness there.
Yeah, these guys love goggles on. It's all Rio this, Utah that. We'll just wait for him to turn on him like he inevitably does. But I recommend it if you haven't already seen it. Go over and watch the live hangout between Michael Merchant and Utah Sasquatch. It's worth a good one.
Steve,
whose channel was that on?
Steve, have you ever gotten the sweats instantly and had to puke and shit at the same time?
Yeah.
That was Snowwalker Prime.
It's similar to that.
So
it was on Merchant's channel?
Yeah, it's on Snowwalker Prime. That was awesome.
Of course it was.
We have Keegan Raid now, who has come out, who was a flat earther, has come back to Bigfoot, and he has his own great reveal now.
Yeah, I did see your blog on that.
It's a flat Bigfoot?
No. He has a list of the names of people that are massacring Bigfoot, and he is going to release it.
Yes! I can't wait.
As he is an anointed rainbow warrior.
He's a rainbow warrior?
He's an anointed rainbow warrior of the people.
Does he know what rainbow warrior is?
Why do you think I can't stop laughing?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a rainbow warrior. But
you're not allowed to call them the forest people anymore either. They're just the people.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And yeah,
wait, no. They're like the aliens from Avatar?
Yeah, apparently they don't like any of the human names for their people, so they just want to be called the people. And they anoint certain individuals as warriors of the rainbow. And considering he's such a staunch conservative, it just makes me giggle.
So this Rainbow Coalition, is he the only member so far, or is there
No,
others?
apparently they are 9 chosen individuals.
Well, do we have names of any of these other Rainbow people?
I imagine that Cat Henson chick he hangs out with is one of them.
Okay.
And, well, that's it. But he has the list of names of people that are massacring Bigfoot, and he is going to reveal it. But that's not the end of the Bigfoot news.
When can we expect this reveal? Do we know?
I don't... couple of weeks, I guess.
So I'm guessing the top of the list would be Justin Smia, right? That would be one. I mean, we no?
Well, I don't... Yeah, possibly.
I'm going to guess that he's probably on that list somewhere.
It might not even be Bigfooters. It could be government people.
Oh.
Hillary Clinton.
So he's going to name government, possibly. Government official.
Steve. As ordained by the warriors of the rainbow. He's going to...
So I don't see the IRS auditing him anytime soon.
Steve, if we start our own religion, can we anoint people in such a fashion?
I think we can. I think we can choose people, and I don't know. What do you want to do to anoint? I mean, what is?
I don't know. I just if people can be made rainbow warriors.
Well, I don't want to make them rainbow warriors
by the people. I think
we'll have to come up with a catchy
as a pastor duo, so to speak, should be able to create fictional bullshit that means nothing to anybody.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should. I think I'll become an ordained minister. I think when I come down to see you, I think it's going to be September, Steve.
September. I was hoping it would be August, but that's okay.
I can't swing the money in August.
Oh, there's some good shit going on in my town in August, and I thought you'd enjoy, but that's okay.
Can't swing it in August.
All right.
Well, actually, let me take that back. I might be able to, but it's doubtful. So,
all right, we'll make it September. I'll clear off the couch in September.
I was thinking fall time, so September, maybe beginning of October, somewhere around there. But that's what I'm thinking. So, and when I come down,
trick or treat together. That'd be cool.
Oh God, that would be hilarious. I would dress up for that shit.
Well, they trick or treat.
You know what we should do?
Here, so
we should bring a microphone and a recorder, or actually, we could just do it on our phones. And we should ask everybody's house that we knock on if they listen to the Fortean Slip, and then watch their dumbfounded look.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They have no idea what that is.
No, what we should do is go door to door preaching the new religion is what we should be doing.
Yeah, the Fortean Slip.
Yeah. Have you heard the good news?
Yes.
You're a cunt.
Steve and I are going to...
Hey, Richard, can you write our Bible for us?
I can get right on that.
Well, you've been writing the script for years, so maybe you can just convert that into a Bible of some sort.
I shall get on that.
We need some commandments.
Thou shalt smoke weed before thou speakst.
But not all of us do that, so that doesn't...
Thou shalt eat spam and reject Long
go.
Johns.
I like.
Wait.
Maybe we should rethink these. Maybe if you want to, you have to put "if you want to" at the end of each commandment.
No. These are absolute rules.
Okay? Optional.
Optional. You can't have optional commandments.
Steve, yes, you can. It's our religion. Steve, we can make it up as we go.
If we put these commandments out there after you and I get together, that means when we broadcast together, you're gonna have to get high.
No.
Listen, I didn't make the rules.
I said that they were optional. Well, let's make them optional for you and I, but not for everybody else.
That's right.
Because that's the way
Because
religion
every
works
good
anyway.
because every good religion, the leaders do whatever the fuck they want and tell everybody else to do something
Right.
else.
So there. We've got that settled. We figured it out.
Yeah, I'm down.
So we had the live hangout, and we
Yeah.
had Keegan Raid.
Okay.
But
Oh,
then
Richard wants to get back on topic. Huh.
I would like to, yeah. But
Mm.
then we had one of my favorite researchers, Tim Fasano.
Oh, I love Fasano.
Oh God,
He
the
doesn't
man's
want-
got some great pictures on the internet.
He doesn't want to be on the show. I've asked him several times if he'll be a guest. He says no every time, but one day we might
Why,
get him.
why does he say no?
Apparently, we're too broad for him.
We're too what?
Broad,
There's
lowbrow.
no broads on the show, I think is what he said, really.
We're too broad. Coming from fucking Tim Fasano's fat ass, I don't find myself to be too broad.
Well,
I did
uploaded
hear about
a
this.
20-minute video in which he said, and he cut it, right? It was a total Timber Giant Bigfoot thing. He uploaded this video and he said at the end there's a skunk ape that attacks the camera. But he cut it. So you watch this 20-minute video and then at the end there's some heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing?
Yeah, that was a fucking hell of a Freudian slip, but there was some heavy breathing. And then that was it. And then he cuts it off and he says, the rest of the footage is too good, man. I can't release it. I've been told to sit on it. I was like, okay.
Told
Okay.
by who?
I don't know. The voices in his head, I guess.
I know a little bit more about Tim than some people do, so I can't be too hard on the guy, but it's still fun.
But the next day, he uploads the full unedited version.
Steve, I want you to know that Tim Fasano is very photogenic.
Yeah, I've seen some photos.
Listen, there's a photo of that man coming out of a pool.
Well, yeah, the pool one's okay.
Yeah.
But the bedroom photo is just phenomenal.
Yes. Beautiful. It's artwork, really. I mean, somebody should paint that shit. We should get Fred Dunn to recreate that photo in his whatever style he wants to do.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be photorealistic.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful, Steve.
Anyway, go on.
Amazing.
So he uploaded a
Yes.
second video, you say?
A full unedited version of the skunk ape attack, saying, "Oh, I can't do this to my fans. I've got to upload it." So in this version, it gets to that mark, the heavy breathing starts, and then a log is thrown in front of the camera.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but nothing walks in front of the camera.
Well, Bigfoots never do, or skunk apes in this case, never do.
And
Listen, Richard, I saw Willow Creek.
yeah, it was total found footage bullshit. I meant Fasano's video. I actually like Willow Creek. But
I didn't care for it that much. But anyway, go on.
I like all the
Anyhow.
found footage films. It's my treat.
Yeah.
It's his bag,
It's my bag.
Steve.
Really?
Yes. It's my
That
guilty
and-
pleasure.
that
I
and,
know they're shit films. I still like them.
All
Steve,
found footage
that-
films are the same
and-
exact thing. There's
Steve,
no plot.
found footage things are his bag.
Okay, go on.
That
And then-
and penis pumps.
I like penis.
So obviously a skunk ape was behind the camera, breathing heavy and throwing logs.
Right,
Is that what
but
you're
then
saying?
that's what I'm saying. But then he deletes all the videos relating to the skunk ape attack.
Well, I think probably the government must have got after him or something, right?
And then he deletes every video from before 5 years ago.
Before 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So everything from 5 years ago up until the skunk ape video is still available, but everything prior to that is
Yeah,
gone.
after 5 years ago, you're right. Sorry. Screwed up there. No, any video from 5 years ago or before that is still available. but
Well,
everything-
it's too much evidence, apparently.
So
That's the only reasonable explanation, right?
apparently he, I don't know, jumped the shark or something, or he's just turning away from Bigfoot. He's retiring again. I don't know.
Again? What's this make? 15th retirement?
Yeah. And so, you know, that happened. I assume he's going to be following the tried and tested Utah Ryan Redding approach with Patreon accounts and paid content now. But I don't know.
How is that working out for those? Well, I know it's working out pretty well for a Utah guy.
Ryan Redding gets about $15 a month.
Wow.
Nice. Steve, you could pay for your fucking Sirius XM with that shit.
Hey, no, it's $20 a month, isn't it?
Well, if you get the full package.
Well,
just work a little harder than Ryan Redding. I mean,
okay.
Jesus, that wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't.
Hi, I'm Steve.
There you go. Done.
Here is a picture of a hiker there. You're ahead of him. I'd donate money to his Patreon if he promised to drink himself to death.
Why are you so mean to the guy? Come on. He's just an innocent
twat.
He's just, you know, leave the kid alone.
Fine. I'll leave him alone. So we had Fasano.
I'll leave him alone in a room with no food, locked in.
Yeah, I'd leave him. I'd do to him what I do to my Sims on The Sims. And we all know what happens.
He's going to show you someday. He's going to show you someday.
It's going to show us all.
Yeah.
What, his tiny cock?
Well, he's going to show you something, and it's going to be impressive.
It's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Is Ryan in the chat room tonight?
Yes, he is.
Hi, Ryan.
Don't encourage him. So we had all of that. Then we had Matthew Johnson.
Again?
You remember about a month ago, he claimed he almost choked to death on a bit of Kobe beef?
No, I didn't know that, but that's funny.
Yeah, well, he did it again.
He almost choked to death again?
Yeah, apparently he was choking for like an hour.
Well, let me guess. Zorth or another unnamed Bigfoot symbiotic tree person came in and gave him the Heimlich.
Nope.
No?
He went to hospital and paramedics helped him.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He behaved like a sane individual.
Well, you know, most normal people after an hour of choking would probably be dead, but
what happened to the healing Bigfoot that protect him and shit?
I guess it was their day off.
They don't take a day off.
Well, they've got to. I mean, they've got a union and everything. They're citizens of America now. You know.
Undocumented.
No. I'm sure Matthew Johnson, as a staunch Trump supporter, put them through the immigration process before allowing them in. Would think they're at least resident aliens.
Okay, I guess, but there's more than one of them. Not all of them take the same time off. I mean, that's how things work, right?
Look, they've got lives, man. They've got wives and kids at home.
If that doesn't prove that Johnson's full of shit, then what does? Right?
Yeah. That was it. That was it, Steve. That was the one vital.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He claims that Bigfoot heal him and others, and that they're constantly with him and they touch him in his sleep and whatever else, and saved him once before from choking to death, but they were nowhere to be found during this entire hour when his life was being threatened.
Yeah.
So he's full of shit.
Yes.
I mean, that just is another nail in the coffin is what I'm saying. Not that he cares, and not that his supporters care, but.
And finally, in the Bigfoot world, the last bit of exciting developments this week, the mystery of who shot Keith.
That isn't no development.
It's pretty developing. People are intrigued.
You borrowed a 1980s television show.
I didn't borrow it. I
Soap
ripped
opera.
it off blatantly.
So that you could produce a comic strip.
Yeah, well, I was trying a story arc, and I'm not a fan. I'm going back to individual ones. But it's a mystery, Steve, and people are intrigued.
So in the end, who did shoot JR back then? I can't remember.
It was a woman, wasn't it?
I think so. Erica was her name, I think.
Yeah. It was the brunette.
Yeah. Is that a hint?
Yes, it was Erica from Dallas who shot Keith.
Okay.
That would actually be pretty funny. I might change it so that's the ending.
Well, now you gave it away, so you can't.
Yeah. But yeah,
That would be funny though. That would have been
been epic. I really wish I'd thought of that ahead of time. Damn.
Oh well.
But yeah, I tried doing a story arc. I'm not a fan. Not doing it again.
What is a story arc? I don't know.
We have multiple comics that with a story connecting them.
Oh yeah, that's too much work.
It is too much work, and it was annoying, and I'm not doing it again. But yeah, that was it. That's the Bigfoot week. Utah Sasquatch, Michael Merchant, Keegan Reid, Tim Fasano, Matthew Johnson, and Keith and Colin.
That's an all-star lineup right there.
All of which will make you feel like you have to shit yourself and puke.
I'm quite entertained by Keith and Colin, though. I have to admit it.
Thank you.
I have read every single strip.
Ah,
Richard, I'm not going to lie to you. I've read maybe one.
thanks, Chris.
I'm thinking about. I've been approved for merch by Amazon, which is basically their Teespring deal. You know what Teespring is, right? You make your own T-shirts and sell them online and shit.
I know what teabagging is.
Hey, that might make a good T-shirt. But I'm thinking about making a Keith and Colin T-shirt, but I need your permission.
Yeah, sure. Checks in the mail, right?
Oh, sure. All right. I got your permission. I don't need anything else.
There you go.
So
Yeah, I don't care. Knock yourself out.
So people in the comment section below, if you're still listening, which you're not, but if you are, would you like to see a Keith and Colin T-shirt, and would you buy it? Richard will get some of the proceeds, maybe.
You'd make $30.
I should make a Fortean Slip T-shirt. I think
You
people
should. I was going to get one 3 years ago, but I broke up with my girlfriend before she gave it me.
I wonder if did she actually make it? I think we've had this discussion, but did she actually make it?
I don't know. She said she had, but one of the many reasons we broke up was she was very flighty. So.
Yes.
Because there's a Fortean Slip, very rare Fortean Slip T-shirt out there somewhere.
Somebody needs to find that shit.
Yeah.
You need to make it so it's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. It's been broken into.
Who knows Richard's ex-girlfriend?
Richard.
Shit.
I think it's all a hoax. I don't think he ever had a girlfriend, and she never made a T-shirt.
Steve. I seriously think Richard is a secret agent at this point. The more and more I hear from this man and talk to this man, I'm pretty sure it's all just a front. It's disinformation, Steve.
At its finest.
He is part of MI6.
I don't even think he's part of MI6. I think he's part of a more vast organization.
Majestic 12.
I think it's Majestic 1, to be honest with you.
He doesn't need anybody else, Steve. He's got his ferrets.
No. They're not ferrets.
What do you think he really
They're
uses?
not ferrets at all. Well, no, they pose as ferrets.
What?
His secret agents. They pose as ferrets. They look like ferrets, but they're not really ferrets. They're
Wait a minute.
Are you
robotic... saying that
Richard
has a huge group of little people? that follow him
No.
around and act like ferrets?
Well, I don't know if they're people, but they look like ferrets, but they're actually some sort of robotic alien monkey things.
Secret agents?
Yeah, they're secret agents. So, because we have ferrets here in the States too. It's all a vast network.
You have wild ferrets in America.
Yeah,
Very
well,
lucky.
they only pretend to be wild.
No, black-footed ferrets. They brought them back from the edge of extinction.
Yeah, they only pretend to be extinct. They're all part of this vast network that Richard has going. They spy on us.
Richard has a pretty vast network.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his fingers in a lot of pies, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit's going down.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know how to end the show anymore.
How can we end the show? I mean, it's over. The bit is over.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about doing the Mick West show is now we have no bit.
I was going to say that, Steve and I are going to retire now.
Okay.
But it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. What do we do, Steve?
How you can end the show.
With a gunshot?
We can rip off Sesame Street.
I'm going to fucking R. Bud Dwyer this thing.
Speaking of R. Bud Dwyer, I'm from Erie, so that's where R. Bud Dwyer was from. And there used to be a joke after that event when I was a little kid, because that was early '80s.
Yeah, there was a song too. It was called "Hey Man, Nice Shot."
I don't know if our fans know who R. Bud Dwyer is, but he shot himself in the mouth on live TV because of some, I don't know, court hearing. I can't remember the whole story, but the joke going around, and please don't think that I'm condoning this type of joke, but the joke was, what do you do with a wet bullet? You put it in a Dwyer.
Are you happy with yourself?
That was terrible, Steve.
But that was the joke when I was a kid, and it was hilarious because...
Did he, die? You said he shot himself in the mouth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but, through the cheek or through the back of the head?
Through the back of the head. I mean, and it was on live TV.
He killed himself on live TV?
Absolutely.
Yes, you can see the video.
I seen the video when it happened because we were watching live when I was a kid, but I have not seen it since, and I will not see it. But
why did he do that?
Because he was guilty, I'm guessing, and he didn't want to spend his life in prison.
What was he guilty of?
I don't remember. He was a politician, I believe, wasn't he?
He shot him. Well, if you got to go.
He went into the courthouse and he had a manila envelope, and nobody thought anything of it because he was defending himself in a court case, obviously, so he would need whatever paperwork or whatever. Well, in that manila envelope was a gun, and nobody saw it coming. He fucking shot himself live on TV. Yep.
Fair dues. I watched Tommy Cooper die on live TV.
I don't know who that is.
He was a pretty big comedian in England.
And how did he do it? I mean, how did he die?
He had a heart attack.
Oh, well, that's different.
Everyone thought it was part of the show.
Kind of like the Andy Kaufman thing where he pretended to die on stage, and except it was real.
Except that it was real, yes.
Was there an Indian there that brought him back to life, or tried to and failed?
No, they just dragged him under the curtain and went to commercial. And it was at that point people realized something might be wrong.
Something was amiss.
Yeah.
Is there YouTube of that?
There is a YouTube of that.
See, I would watch that because it's a natural death. There's no blood involved, but
it's horrible. He just collapses.
There's a video online of a guy getting fucked by a horse and being killed.
That would hurt.
So,
that wouldn't
why
be no
would
fun
you be
at all.
fucked by a horse? I mean, they're pretty well hung. It's
Richard,
hung like a horse.
Are broken. People are broken. Some people are broken a lot more than others. Look at Steve.
Steve is broken.
I won't argue that.
Have you ever seen a more broken man?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. But he's pretty fucking broken.
Yeah.
And there are people that slice their cocks.
No.
Why
did you have to even say that?
Why would you say that?
Because that shit happens. People are broken. There are people that mutilate their fucking bodies. People
That
are
hurts
broken.
me just thinking about it.
Yeah, dude. Some things.
It's hard to, Steve. It's hard to live.
It is hard to live.
It's hard to
You
live.
just keep going, if only to see how worse it can get.
I'm telling you now, though, if either one of you pulls a Dwyer on this show, I'm done. I'm not part of it anymore.
Well, now we know how to get rid of him should the need arise.
All you got to do is put a gun in your mouth.
All you got to do is kill one.
The only one that would matter would be me because you can't see Richard.
Oh.
I could just play a gunshot noise and then be like, "Is he gone yet?" I wish I could do fucking sounds.
That's my limit. If that happens on this show, I'm done. I'm not doing the show no more.
So everything else is fine. Live suicide.
I'll stay away. I'll stay away from that one. How's that?
We need to bring the news back, Chris.
Yeah, the news. I got to figure it out.
The news is.
But anyway, you guys remember that time we had Mick West?
Yeah.
You did it.
This has been episode 155 of the Fortean Slip. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Check out Richard's blog. The link is underneath the video. Check out Matt Knapp at youtube.com/bigfootcrossroads, where you can listen to two rednecks claim to know what they're talking about when it comes to Bigfoot. And I'm not saying that Matt's a redneck, but you know. Check out, as always, Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a show on Sunday. I don't know what my situation is right now. Things are kind of fuzzy, but I will confer with my co-hosts.
A traveling show.
We will come to a conclusion. Yes, I might have to broadcast from my car.
McDonald's has Wi-Fi, so if all else.
I don't know if their Wi-Fi is good enough, though.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Be an interesting one. We could always do the prison phone call. I was going to have you do that once, Steve.
That would have been cool, actually.
Calling on the phone, but we can't
Live from Attica.
Because you can't call into the Hangouts anymore.
I think on the old ones you still can, if you go through the old link.
Right, but you can't in the live Hangout.
So pre-record.
You're fucked. Anyhow, we will attempt to bring you another show. Hopefully, it'll be entertaining, but we tend to doubt it. See ya!